the approval addiction. You've been performing for people who stop watching, right? Let that sink in. So, everyone gets their motivation from somewhere or somebody, right? But what happens when your motivation is applause? When you don't even know why you're doing what you're doing, you just need people to approve of it. Approval is a hidden form of control. If your worth needs applause, your life can be steered by it. Let me show you the evidence. Exhibit A, the career. Did you choose it, or did you choose the title that came with it?
Your Honor, evidence A.
Let me see that file. Proceed with the witness.
Calls its next witness.
No one comes forward. Today's witness is approval. What if the people you're trying to impress aren't even paying attention anymore?
Let me see that file.
Evidence B.
Proceed with the witness.
Exhibit B, the relationship. Are you in it because it's healthy, or because leaving feels like failure? Exhibit C, the faith.
Listen to me. Answer the question directly. Are you following God, or only pretending to look like you follow God? You are under oath. You have to tell the truth right now.
Are you chasing God, or are you chasing how it looks to chase God? Be honest with yourself for a second. How many decisions have you made because you were performing for an audience?
Objection. Approval was never my purpose. I'm here to dig up the truth you buried.
And here's the wild part. Most of them aren't even watching anymore. They never even cared to begin with. I call this the invisible jury. You walk into every room like you're on trial. Every conversation is a cross-examination. Every decision goes through this filter. What will they think? And here's what happens. Approval becomes a quiet system of control. When your worth depends on applause, you're easier to manipulate. You'll shapeshift. You'll say yes when you mean no. You'll abandon purpose for popularity. And the scariest part, you won't even notice you're doing it, right? Paul asked this question 2,000 years ago. Galatians chapter 1, verse 10. Am I now trying to win the approval of people or of God? 2,000 years, same question, same struggle. Because here's the truth. If your identity needs a standing ovation to survive, it was never really yours. Somebody gave it to you. And what somebody gives, somebody can take away. Identity is reclaimed when purpose replaces performance. So here's the verdict. Not guilty of needing to perform for people who are never supposed to be your jury. The day you stop chasing approval is the day purpose finally gets room to grow. Your worth was never on trial. The only audience that matters already knows the real you and chose you anyway. Be intentional with your intentions. Court adjourned. What if the version of yourself everyone knows is only the version you created to survive? Next time on The Case of Self, court reconvenes.
You look at this person trying to walk on a floor that keeps moving, and you can practically feel the exhaustion. Our modern condition is defined by a deep, persistent mental burnout, the kind of fatigue that remains even when we aren't performing any physical labor. We are experiencing the weight of constant performance. Every day, we spend enormous amounts of energy trying to meet expectations and fulfill roles that we never actually chose for ourselves. Without realizing it, we have invited an invisible audience into our minds. We allow this hidden crowd to dictate how we behave, the careers we pursue, and how we spend our money. Most self-help advice tells you to optimize your routine so you can finally win that crowd over. But the path to freedom may actually require firing your audience entirely. Identifying this phantom crowd and evicting it from your head is the foundational requirement for taking back control of your own identity, called The Courage to be Disliked, and it outlines a practical method for reclaiming your mental space. The text is built on the work of Alfred Adler, a 20th century Austrian psychologist. He argued that human beings possess the power to direct their own lives, independent of past traumas or the heavy expectations of others. This diagram shows Adler's core tool, the separation of tasks. To use it, you draw a hard boundary line down the middle of human behavior to separate your responsibilities from everyone else's. On one side, you have my tasks. These are things entirely within your control, your beliefs, actions, and convictions. On the other side are your tasks. These are factors completely outside your control, other people's reactions, opinions, and judgments. Adler observed that chronic anxiety appears the moment you lose track of which side of this boundary you are operating on. People-pleasing functions as a form of psychological trespassing. It is a subtle attempt to cross the fence and manage someone else's internal emotions for them. When you attempt to control how another person perceives you, you take on a job that is mathematically impossible to complete. The result is a cycle of emotional failure. Reclaiming that boundary comes with a clear cost. If you finally stop managing other people's opinions, you will inevitably disappoint some of them. This brings us to the core of Adlerian theory. He stated it plainly. Freedom is being disliked by other people. This is an acceptance that someone else's negative opinion of you is often the primary evidence that you are living by your own principles, rather than bending to theirs.